So it's only right I have my red mug for the video today, guys. Cheers, by the way, considering how rough the stock market is. Oh, man, we have a lot to cover. 5 stocks in particular we have to cover here that I'm watching, that I like on the charts, and we'll break down the indices, which, again, we're down across the board, guys. This market, is it surprising you? It shouldn't be. We're in a whipsawing market where it's up one day, down the next, and now it's one of those days where we're down the next, right? We're down big time. The S&P's down over 0.8%. The Russell's down almost 2%. Dow's down, let's see, over 1.5%. And the Q's, funny enough, actually aren't down that much, but still 0.6% in the red. So, guys, we have a lot to cover. 5 stocks, the indices, what I'm doing. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join the Patreon if you want to work more one-on-one with me, see my private Patreon portfolio updates, and you get access to my private Discord. All of that is linked right down below. And now, enough of that, guys. Cheers. Take a sip of your coffee. You're going to need it for this video, and let's get into it. So like we covered yesterday, I was pounding the table about this. I was telling you guys, look, we're in a downtrending channel on the 1 hour time frame on SPY and on the Qs. And yes, we had a beautiful green day. We were looking strong yesterday, but we did not break through the channel. And that was a red flag to me, right? And that's why I took profits on my Micron trade and I took profits on my Netflix calls to raise some cash, take some risk off the table, because of this exact scenario that we're seeing right now. Again, where the Russell's down 2%, SPY's down 1%, the Qs are down almost 0.75%. It's almost like the charts matter, right, guys? It's almost like they matter. So clearly we got hit there as of now, which ultimately I think we'll get through this channel. But right now we're down. We're getting hit. Oil's up 7%. The VIX is up 11.5%. Yeah, this is why I took risk off the table yesterday, and I haven't bought any stocks yet. It's not like I went and I bought a bunch of stocks with that cash on the open today. I'm still sitting on the cash. I'm being patient. And, at this point, SPY, it looks a little worse than the Qs. We're actually under both moving averages here on the, the 1 hour time frame. So this looks like it's in straight up free fall, falling knife mode. Whereas the Qs, we're looking rough, but at least we're still above the moving averages on the 1 hour time frame. If the Qs, let's say, break 605, 600, at that point we could slip further, maybe to the bottom of the channel. At this point, again, we're holding on by a thread above those moving averages. So I'd watch 605 to see if that breaks. If so, we might be seeing a little more downside in the short term. So with that being said, guys, I'm watching a lot of stocks, like I always am. Every day, we're covering stocks, watching stocks, that's kind of what we do here, right? And in this video, we have 5 oversold stocks to watch, that I'm watching at least, and I actually own 2 of these already. I bought one and sold one. I traded one recently, and the other 2 that I don't own, that I haven't traded recently, I'm watching closely right now for a trade. So let's get into it. Number 1 is one of those that I haven't bought recently, I don't own now, but I'm looking at it now for a trade. It is Newmont Corporation, which this is NEM, the ticker. It's down 3.5% on the day. It is a gold stock, right? So Newmont right now, we just got their earnings not even a couple weeks ago. Maybe a week, 10 days ago. And their stock did well after earnings, and the earnings were pretty strong. We got up to 135 a share, and now we're down to 115, down about 15% from that point. And if you guys look at the 4 hour chart on Newmont, ticker NEM, it looks very strong. It's under the moving averages a little bit, but we recently called it out, I think about a month ago. Last time it pulled down drastically under these moving averages. We called out the double bottom here. This is actually before they reported earnings. Yeah, now I'm remembering when it was. It was right before they reported earnings. We called out the weakness in the stock, the double bottom, and we nailed that dip. It ran all the way to 135 afterwards. So from that 105 double bottom to 135, that was a beautiful move, and I'm thinking something similar here could happen. Whether it bottoms at 115, where we are now, 110, I think we're nearing that bottom. And I think Newmont is clearly, I know it's in an uptrend clearly. The gold market's still very strong. These stocks, these companies, I think have a little more room to go. I don't think the gold rally is done yet necessarily, and the gold stock rally is done yet necessarily. I don't think it is. So I think Newmont, its weakness within an overall very strong uptrend, and that's exactly what I'm looking out for right now. So NEM, watching it, I think it could be a nice swing trade moving forward here, back towards that 125, 130 plus mark. Amazon's number 2, which we cover a lot here on the channel, guys, but I just want to pound it into your head how Amazon, it looks like it wants 220 plus in the short term, and we're up, we were up earlier in the day. Now we're slightly down, break even. But earlier today, guys, when the market was dumping, as it is now, Amazon was up like 1.5% roughly. We actually hit 220 this morning. So this stock is gaining momentum and rather quickly. And it's still pretty oversold in the grand scheme of things. And I think, it might wrestle 220 a bit. 215 a bit, right? But ultimately, I think it's going to take that out, and I think we're going to go right towards 230 to 240.50. Really, I think that's coming fairly soon here. Maybe not in the next couple of weeks, but man, soon. In the next couple of months, no doubt in my mind, I think Amazon's going back to the mid-high 200s, and that's why I was going nuts buying it under 200 when it tanked after earnings, and I'm glad I did so. And now it's at 217. Now we're creeping back towards green on the day, which is beautiful. So Amazon might not look as great as NEM on the 4-hour time frame, but the more you pull the layers back on Amazon, it looks great on the chart. So for me, no brainer, buy the dip. Even here, even if you didn't buy it under 200, under 210, even here at 217, guys, I think it's a good deal still. It might pull back. It might see some volatility in the short term, but 217, screaming deal. Still, in my opinion, maybe not as screaming as under 200, but I love it. So another one I'm eyeing up is Freeport McMaron, which is down 6% on the day. And this is one that's been very hot. We're seeing some weakness, kind of like NEM, within an overall uptrend. Very strong uptrend at that. So very similar, short-term thesis, short-term mindset around this stock. Same, as to NEM, similar. I think, look, we're down from $70 to $62 a share, 11%, all while still holding an uptrend. I think it's a no-brainer here at this point. And sure, if it breaks through 60, 59, 58, sure, at that point, it could be turning. The trend could actually be turning to the downside, but I just don't see that yet. Right now. So I'm eyeing up the weakness, and I'm waiting for it to kind of stabilize. It's more of a falling knife here. So if we find support around 60 to 62 on FCX, I'm very excited about it there. And Coherent is another one, which we've covered before many times. I'll cover it again. And by the way, Amazon, like I said, I own it. FCX is the other one that I don't own. I haven't recently traded it, but Coherent I have. Coherent I have recently traded. You guys probably remember, if you're in my Patreon Discord, you get all the buys, all that stuff, trades in real time. You guys saw this move. I bought it after earnings. It tanked after earnings, down to 175. I think I bought it at like 190, so I didn't get the exact bottom. I sold it at about 205, 210, that general range, maybe a little higher. And now, it's ripped, right? It got all the way to 305. Now we're down at 263. So this looks like it's pulling back and it's holding trend like it has over the last couple of months. And Coherent, man, I think there's more legs on this trade, right? I think there's more room to go. I think we could touch 300 again. The question is, we're seeing some weakness now. Russell's almost down over 2%, so I think it could slip a little more in the short term before rallying again. But again, like I said, I have cash on the sidelines kind of waiting for that. And if it does slip a little more, which I think it will in the short term, I'm gonna be adding into it here. Hopefully, or ideally, right? Not hopefully, ideally in that 240 window, 245 if it gets there. And honestly, if it doesn't, whatever, right? Whatever. But Coherent, they just made a deal with Nvidia. They're expanding their partnership, and it's been going nuts since that point, and I think ultimately there's more upside. I think 300 again could be in the cards soon here again. So Tesla, number 5. I own this stock. I think Tesla is very, very, obviously everybody knows about Tesla, but it's underestimated here in 2026 for how much it could go up, in my opinion. I think Tesla, with SpaceX IPO coming up, you guys saw it merged with XAI. A lot of hype around that, a lot of hype around Elon, him becoming the first trillionaire. I think around that IPO, just in the back half of this year, even maybe in Q2 of this year, I think Tesla's going to do very well, the stock. I think around the hype, around that IPO, after the IPO, I think we're going to get some euphoria in Tesla. And I just see it going mid-high 400s, $500 this year, or maybe early next year, whatever. But I just see it. I see it happening. So for me, I'm in Tesla. I am down on it. I was considering adding more at 390 yesterday. Looking back, I probably should have. Now we're at 406. Tesla's actually up 0.25% on the day. So to me, looking at the price action here, it kind of looks like we're putting in a bottom. Doesn't it? I mean, here at about $400, 380, 390, that's held for months. We held it back in the beginning of February. Now with the whole Middle East conflict going nuts, it's holding 400, 380, 390. We held it back in November. So at this point, to me, it looks like 400, 380 is a very strong floor for the stock. And yeah, we do have a descending triangle, which I'm not loving, but it doesn't mean it's going to play out, right? And ultimately, the second this takes 410, 415 out, that descending triangle goes out the window. We could be going higher, but it's going to come down to the IPO, the hype, and the charts look good on Tesla. The 3-year chart looks good. We're holding that 50 SMA. We have a little cup and handle action forming on Tesla here. The max chart looks great. So in my eyes, it's a patience game with this stock. I bought it a few weeks ago. Like I said, I'm down on my position. I think my average is like 415-ish, 420-ish, but I'm willing to let it ride a little bit. And it's just one of those stocks that when you think it's going to go down, or when it's down, it's already down 25% from highs. When you think it's going to go lower, that's when Elon comes in. Tesla's magic happens, and then all of a sudden, boom, the stock goes up. It's happened so many times. I've made countless of trades on Tesla. I've made money way more times with this stock than I've lost money, trading it. It's almost too easy, guys. It's almost too easy if you have patience, but obviously it's not too easy. The stock market, it's hard to make money. Obviously, guys, we're not going to make it sound easy. That's not the type of content I make here. But if you have patience, man, it's Elon we're talking about here. It's Elon, and if they drop some, new big piece of news in their upcoming call, or, their Tesla day, their investor day, this, that, all the events they do. And again, the SpaceX IPO, to me, it's a no-brainer. We're going to at least mid 400s this year. That would make my trade work, right? But I think ultimately, conservatively, is the 450 mark. I think we're going to 500, So I'm in Tesla. I'm in Again, Amazon, and I'm eyeing up the other ones right now. But yeah, I don't want to be too long-winded here, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to keep up with what I'm actually doing in my portfolio in real time, all my trades, options, investments, portfolio updates every single week, that's on Patreon. And there's a private Discord as well through Patreon. It's linked down below, also pinned in the comments, or go to staserfast.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day.